the Colorado Sales and Use Tax Simplification Task Force. So we're trying to simplify a very, very complex system. And how I got pulled into this initially, I believe it was my first year in the legislature, one of my constituents reached out to me. And my constituent really, they have a business, a small business here. And so I met him and his wife over at a local coffee shop, and, they sell toffee. So I bought some toffee from them, and they said, well, but here's the thing. If we're here, we're going to charge you the sales tax for where we are, because this is where we're delivering it to you. But if we were up in our store, we would be charging you the sales tax, where our store is. But if we were to ship it to you, we would, charge you yet a different rate to do that. And so they explained to me what they were going through in trying to figure it out. They were particularly concerned because as a candy business, they were selling, they would get lots of orders for Christmas. So if you were a business and you wanted to send, 300 of your customers throughout the state of Colorado a box of toffee, how do you go through and figure out, when we have like 760 odd, something like that, separate taxing jurisdictions with different taxing amounts within Colorado, and you're doing destination sourcing, where those are? And it's like, oh my gosh, well, that's a big problem. And so I did talk to Tracy Kraft Tharp, and she's like, well, we're doing this, we've got this law. And I think we passed a law that year that did, that made some additional changes, as you've been making changes for a lot of years. And I don't remember which year of the task force that was, but that was my first year in the legislature.
Kind of the small seller exception too, initially, was it for the destination sourcing?
Well, right, except
seller, but that kind of went
away. But they weren't that small. I mean, this was a family business, and they didn't fall under that exemption. So they were having to actually go look it up. And actually at the time, there wasn't really a good way to even go look that information up. So it was really challenging for them. And so we had a lot of conversations. I was, talking to the Department of Revenue folks. I was talking to everybody I could talk to. And then I think it was, how long have I been on this committee now? I think it was like 2 years later that I joined the committee. I think it was after Tracy Kraft Tharp left the legislature. That would be correct, because there are 4 members of the legislature on that committee. There's a Democrat and a Republican from the House, and a Democrat and Republican from the Senate. And so when Tracy Kraft Tharp left, they appointed me to be the Democrat, or the Democrat from the House.